Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Charlotte Flair, icon of WrestleMania. So Charlotte is an acrobat, and she is the promoter for showboats, so they earn 20% more war score from faction feud battles at 15k. She has the one link, the Icons of WrestleMania link, matching any colored gems, charge moves of that color by one more move point, and she has the one gear, the Icons gear. Let's get in here and take a look. I am going to have 5 move sets for you guys, a 3-star, a 4-star, and 3 5-stars. So my favorites are the 5-star ones for the preview. The 3 and 4-star ones are going to run a lot better strapped up than you'll see here. But let's take a look at the 3-star one first. It's going to feature the natural selection, 6 MP blue move, deal 42k damage, and swap a 3x2 random area into green gems. 1 arm sit out power bomb, 6 MP green, deal 40k damage, and choose 5 gems to make into blue gems. And the knife edge chop, 6 MP green, deal 44k damage and increase your blue gem damage by 54% for 2 turns. Does not affect bonus damage. For the entourage, we're going to have Steel for 4 more green MP, NXT Seth to make 4 more blues, Lacey Evans to buff the green gems, and Rhea Ripley for a 20% higher chance for blue gems on the starting board. So let's get out here on the road. Gonna go against Nikki Bella. On the road, Nikki is strapped. We are not. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Hopefully we don't see a bunch of trickster dodges making a mess of our moves. But we might. I do have tour perks, plus 2 MP and plus 1 on a match. So the green moves are loaded right away turn 1. And this moveset recycles itself all the time pretty much flawlessly. One thing to keep in mind, though, I'm having my gem damage reduced by 41%. So normally this would be a lot harder. So only 3k before the buff. We're going to hit the buff here, which does last for 2 turns, which is very nice. And those blue gems are going to be up to 4,800. So now we can choose 9 gems. Don't have to worry about trying to make matches for a recycle or anything like that. And because the other move is not a finisher, the blue move, we don't have to worry about trying to not move the pin bar. So I think maximum damage is just the best way to go about this build as much as possible. Decent shoes move, 134k. Nikki will kick right out. Okay. So we still have 1 turn of boost left. And as long as we don't force a huge cascade here, it is a random area, so it can happen. And it did happen, of course. So we won't get the double green, the double blue gem damage there. However, we can try it again, and I will. So I'm going to buff it here, and we have a lot of pin bar to work with, so I'm going to risk it. Hit the natural selection. You know, honestly, that was a mistake. I should have hit the other green move because it was going to load, and not chosen blues or kind of put them around. But I was trying to play fast, but I should have done that, so could have been a little more gem damage there. So now we'll get it buffed again. Woo! So they're at 6,500 for each blue gem. I should have scattered some blues around the board. Would have had more to work with. Not a lot on the board, so... You can get a little cascade there, so might as well. Nothing else looks too exciting. Again, another 136k. And we are going to have to try and kick out of the finisher here, which is not the easiest. Acrobat gem damage is not the highest, and Bella's strapped, but we should be fine. We have a blue match, so... Hopefully this won't force a pin. No such luck. Okay. And as long as Nikki doesn't dodge, this should do it. So this moveset is really hard to tell just how effective it would be, because we don't have straps. So I think it's going to play a lot better strapped up than it looks here. It should be much, much quicker and hit a lot harder. Okay, so there's that moveset. Again, for the metals, double fury for sure, and then 2 words for your blue bomber would both be really good plates, because you're putting a lot of you got the choose move, you could choose into the X breaks, and also the area could hit them, as well as the blast gems. I feel like that would increase it quite a bit. So let's take a look at the 4-star moveset. Gonna bring in all new moves. Gonna bring in the moonsault, and we're gonna have some fun with one of the new gems, the Juggernaut gems, which continue to be really, really nifty. I like them, so I like playing around with them. All right, so we're gonna run the moonsault finisher, deal 65k damage, and choose 9 red gems to destroy. Right now it says choose, but it just destroys random gems you don't get to choose. Not sure if that's by design or if the tooltip is wrong. Have to get that figured out. It's a 10 MP blue finisher. The figure 8, 6 MP red submission. Place 4 submission gems and do 9,400 damage for 4 turns. Remaining submission gems turn into multiply gems of strength 5. And then the spear, deal 60k damage and choose 1 gem to make into a 3-turn juggernaut gem. It'll increase your blue MP by 3 on every countdown turn, and make all red gems into multiply gems of strength 5 at the end of the countdown. So the nice thing about that, you get that out, it fills up the moonsault, you hit the submission to delay your opponent, and then when you hit the moonsault, you're destroying red multiply gems. So it recycles very, very well. For the entourage, we're going to run with Sting for 4 more red MP to start. So this is interesting. When I was testing it, I messed around with Matt Hardy at first to make the multiply gems times 7. I feel like with straps, Matt Hardy might be the better play, but it didn't work out well in practice. Draining them for 4 MP wasn't enough, since the cycle takes 3 turns. So I found Zombie Austin here to be more consistent, take less damage, and end up actually winning easier. So that's why he's on there, for 3 more turns and 20% more damage on the sub. Then we're going to go with Typhoon to buff the reds since they are multiply. So 15% more red gem damage there. There's Austin. And we're going to go with Shelton, because he's going to buff the sub damage a little bit more. You could go, obviously Lashley would be better, but he's pretty rare. Really rare. So we're more rare than Shelton. Shelton was a chase, so we're going to go with Shelton for the preview here. So that's going to make the sub 7 turns at 12k. So almost 100k on the sub, and it should drain Bella fully here. Again, if I was strapped with Fury, double Fury, I would think Matt Hardy would be better. Also, Demon Balor potentially could be a good play too at 9k. I didn't do the math on it because I liked Austin better without a strap. So right away, you want to put the Juggernaut gem down with the spear. And generally, I've found in one of the bottom corners is a good place. Bella should target greens before yellows. There's a little more than I would like color-wise around all of this, but we'll go here. And that should be relatively safe. Now, for the sub, you're going to get multiply gems on all the reds anyway, so I've kind of been placing them on blues, just in case I get a blue match, but it's kind of weird because you really want the finisher ready the same time the Juggernaut gem goes off, so it doesn't really matter if it's blue or red. So there we get 3 of our blue MP. Now, if you can get a red match, you could put another Juggernaut gem out, potentially get the sub ready, a lot of different stuff. But it sets your timing off anyway, and you'll probably be able to see what I mean by sets your timing off. The nice thing is that fills it up and on the pin, so that worked out really well. And now the finisher's ready, and our gems are ready. So that's kind of the way you want it, them to be at the same time. So it's a little bit weird that way. And you can see we did 150k damage, so it's a decent amount of damage, but not huge. Strapped up, it would be a lot better, and that's when I think you could bring Matt Hardy into play. So we're going to do the same thing again. A lot of yellows. I'm going to do the purple this time. So really, you're mostly just playing the delay game with the sub. That's why I found the running Austin for 7 turns was more beneficial than Matt at this level, without having the straps buffing it up. So I could take the red here and then have the gem ready again. But like I said, it doesn't really help because you get out of turn, and I'll do it just to show you what I mean. And you don't get the multiplies on them. So we can put another one out, not on the red. But really you just end up cannibalizing your multiple red multiply gems, although we do have the sub ready. That is the benefit, so continue to drain them, and that should hopefully get some more reds onto the board. Yeah, not so much for reds yet. There we go. This will end up being pretty nice. And you can see it's not choosing. It is just destroying all of them. That was a nice one, 195k. So there we go. Pretty easy win. And like I said, you want the finisher to be ready when the multiply gems go off. So now we can move to what I think are the fun builds, the 5-star builds. Her 5-star move is really, really strong. Excuse me. So we're going to move the 5-star move in. It's the only one we haven't seen yet. It's the natural selection. I'm sorry, it's not the natural selection. It's the big boot. I'm sorry. Big boot. 3 MP blue. Deal 157,000 damage. Very nice damage on that one. We're going to bring the natural selection back in. Going to replace the moonsault. And then we're going to bring back the sit out power bomb for the choose blue. For the entourage, we're going to go with Sami Zayn for more blue damage. That's going to make that big boot 220k. The natural selection almost 60k. And you could go with steel and use the choose move to load them, but I would rather start with the blues because you can potentially get the big boot off 2 times on turn 1. So it has that ability if everything works out perfectly, which it probably won't because it doesn't always do that. But I like starting with Lawler. And then we're going to bring Otis in for some more blue gem damage. And if your Sammy is 5k, which mine almost is, it's going to give you even more damage, 5% more. So it would up the damage a little bit. Otis brings it to 236k. And if you had Gooker in the last slot, you could put Gooker on. That would bring it to 275k, 50k, and 73k. Quite a bit. For this one, I'm going to run with Lacey because she is much more common. And we are throwing green gems out, so that green gem damage will help. All right. For all of these movesets coming up, highly recommend double takedown to continue to buff that big boot. Escape Artist is clutch anytime in the ladies game. It's probably overall maybe the best plate for females in the game because of all the subs that you see. So Escape Artist is really good. Cheap Shot could also be good in this one. Head Games could also be good for this build. And you could actually use the 2 words for you in Blue Bomber as well. All would be pretty useful. This moveset will recycle really, really well. And depending where the random area hits here, we may get to do the big boot again. Nope. Almost. If we had one less, we could have put a 3-match down. All moves loaded next turn, which will definitely, as long as Nikki doesn't do dodgy things, we'll definitely do it here. So we're going to be able to hit the... every time. And I could have hit the other blue move, but I don't want to because the big boot is our bread and butter here. So I'm just going to do a 3-match. So we can do the big boot again. And then I made a 5-match down here. So we can potentially do the big boot again. And that will do it for Nikki. So really strong move. Charlotte is going to be a lot of fun. There's 3 different ways you can run this. So that's the first way. Pretty good. Next, we're going to look at it with the finisher and red. The red move, the spear, the juggernaut move, because that's going to pump out 3 MP every turn. And the finisher obviously will recycle the red move when it finishes. So not that I anticipate needing to be able to recycle for this, but so moonsault back in. You'll put the spear in and the big boot. A little bit of shuffle on the trainers, not much. Gonna go with Sting. Because I have tour perks, the big boot is ready without an MP trainer. So we'll get Sting in there. And this shows Lacey, so we'll leave Lacey, although she's not really going to help much for this. Should be a Typhoon for red, or a defense guy, a Berserk coach, you know, any of the useful things. Right. So the idea behind this one is hit the big boot, hit the spear, get the Juggernaut gem up, and then every turn after you're hitting the big boot until the moonsault is full. No sub to delay them, though. That's the downside with this one. But this is going to work out extremely well since we have a 5 match right sitting there on the board looking at us. Forced a pin anyway, so. So we're just hitting the big boot every turn. The Juggernaut gems are going to fill it up. I'm going to go ahead and hit the finisher out of turn, because it'll get filled back up, and maybe we can do enough damage to keep Nikki down here. Nope, no cascades. Not going to happen. So could have also saved it, because we could potentially have trouble forcing a pin, potentially, until the finisher's ready. But we do get 6 blue every turn, and we're also going to pick up 6 on the pin, so it's going to be a non-factor. Or not. I guess only one of them counts. Alright. You don't get it twice, apparently. I wonder if that's by design or a bug. And let's see what we can do here to try and get a pin. Well, I've looked long enough. I'm sure there's something I can drop in, which someone will... Oh, here we go. Right there. Boom. Blind right in front of my face. Okay. So, of the 5-star setups, this is my least favorite of the 3. But it is kind of fun to use the Juggernaut gem. So let's take a look at the last one, which is triple blue. So we're bringing all the blue moves in. Obviously, this would be great with a blue percentage medal. And bringing back Lawler. And Rhea Ripley for the coach for more blue gems on the starting board. So on this one, the big boot and natural selection are both ready first turn. Obviously, you want a blue match if possible, but hopefully also the natural selection will pick up some blues or not force a pin all the way. No such luck. And we do have that blue match, which is perfect. Bella's gonna do Bella things. Okay, so we're gonna hit the big boot. She'll probably dodge one of these and really annoy me. So here's decision time. Finisher only hits 86k damage, so we won't keep her down. So we're gonna hit the natural selection and hope it doesn't force a pin. No such luck. A lot of reds on the board, so this might get us close. Little cascade. Nope. We may have to try and kick out of a big one here. Let's hope it's not a huge cascade. Of course it is. And we are not strapped, so this is going to be an adventure. And by adventure, I mean I have no chance of kicking out of it. Anyway, that happens. Couldn't get the blue matches, so that's the downside with the triple blue. Of course, if you had a blue, even a blue flat, that would have been over long before this. And if we were strapped, same thing. So anyway, that's the moves for Charlotte. This one is by far my favorite. The natural selection, big boot, and one arm sit out power bomb. Easily my favorite. Super strong, wins really easy. Really fun card and a super useful promoter. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you liked this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share as that helps me out. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out there.